Alright guys, we are in the game here looking at more or less a vanilla experience. I'm going to real quick open up the map tab, and as you can see we have the world map here. And it's totally fine. But something that I'm sure a lot of people have already noticed as they've been playing, when you are inside of a dungeon and you pull up your map, it is going to immediately default to the world map zoomed in like most of the way. So, yep, here we are in the good old world map. We do the right trigger, we can zoom in, and then if we go again, we then get the interior kind of area, which is pretty annoying, to be completely honest with you guys. Fortunately, there are a couple of solutions to this. Let's see, I just want to explore ever so slightly a little bit more of this dungeon. Just show you guys. We have the local map here now, but every time that I open it up, I have to go through this process over and over again. So if I get lost in here and I'm trying to find directions out, it is going to be a painful, tedious process. Fortunately, there's a mod for that. Alright guys, we are back in the game. This time we have Auto Local Map, the mod installed, and if we open up our map here, you can see we have the world map just as we usually do, but if we go inside, enter the interior area here, the magic of this mod is that it's automatically going to detect that we are not on the outside, and it will pull up the local map instead. Boom, there it is. That is super convenient, guys. Very, very convenient.
Move! Take that!
Yeah. Get out of here. Just so you guys can see, pull it up again, and boom, we're already looking here. I didn't have to do anything on the right here. I didn't have to mess with the triggers. It is a little slow to draw. I mean, it is, you get the overworld first and then you get this, but man, this is so convenient. I love this mod. I'm going to have this mod on forever and ever and ever. I'm never taking this mod off. This is a fantastic mod. I highly recommend it. So now that we have the demonstration out of the way, let's get into how to install. Alright guys, we are on the Auto Local Map, Smarter Map Opening mod page on Nexus Mods. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with the installation process. Be sure to endorse this mod if you like it. With that out of the way, let's get into installation. So as you can see here, there's no requirements here for this mod, which is nice. If we get into the Files tab here, we have two different versions. This one requires UE4SS. This one includes UE4SS as well. So it includes it, adds it in. I am not going to use this mod today. I already have UE4SS manually installed. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for my mod video going through the how to install UE4SS. Please, please, please follow that video. Get UE4SS installed yourself. You are going to need this mod for dozens of mods already, and probably hundreds more in the future. With that out of the way, let's get into this mod only requiring UE4SS. Second option, we're going to go to the Mod Manager download because this conveniently has a Vortex download. We're going to hit the slow download. And as you can see here, it has Auto Local Map mod only, requires UE4SS installed. And if you saw a little bit ago up here, it did a little interesting thing. which I've been finding a lot of mods doing with UE4SS. If you have it installed manually, like I do, this Vortex seems to not recognize your local version as a valid 3.0.1 version, and it tries to install UE4SS by itself. We do not want this to happen. We want to manage UE4SS. So what we're going to do is we will disable this. You're going to see it freak out over here and try to already install it again. We're going to hit cancel. We do not want that to install. And you can see there's an import failed to download requirements. That means that the mod itself is not going to work as long as it doesn't have UE4SS. We do have UE4SS, so I don't believe it's actually going to fail, but Vortex will think it's going to fail. And I think when Vortex thinks it will fail, it automatically disables it when you try to render game. That's a problem. I have found a fix for this, a temporary fix. If you go to the UE4SS for Oblivion mod page and you go here to Files, there is this version mod manager download option right here where you can download it via Vortex. We just click that, go ahead and go with the slow download. That is what this is. Once you have downloaded it, it's going to auto-enable. Once it's enabled, it's no longer going to try to install the Git version of UE4SS. So we're just going to go ahead and delete this Git version that we got. We already have UE4SS installed manually, but for the temporary, to get mods working on Vortex, we also need the Vortex version. Hopefully this is a temporary thing and it's going to get resolved in the future. I've been speaking with a couple of mod authors trying to get this resolved. I think I have a solution, but time will tell. Don't hold your breath on that. Anyways, this mod is installed. It's not complaining. I hope. Let's see here. If we disable this and then re-enable it, let Vortex do its thing. There it is. It's not complaining that this doesn't have the right imports. We're good to go. And that is it for the install, guys. I hope you were able to follow along. I hope it was pretty informative, and I hope you've got Auto Local Map installed and love it as much as I do. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are back in the game here, and real quick, I'm just going to show you. This is what the vanilla experience map looks like. You can see we have this waterfront thing at the top. We've got Deliver the Amulet mission tagged there. We have all these different icons on the bottom of the screen here. You know, the typical thing. You can see around the edges it's kind of blackened out. I'm going to go ahead and cover a mod real quick that is going to clean this up ever so slightly. So let's get into it. And here we are, guys, showing off the mod Better Map menu. And as you can see, the waterfront portion at the top here is smaller font and shoved up to the top. We've got Deliver the Amulet pushed all the way to the top left and a little more out of your face. The icons on the bottom are smaller as well. And all the darkness around the edge of the map is also gone, which is fantastic. This really makes the map pop out, and you can see way more of it than you could with the vanilla experience. I think this 100% is going to be a mod that I get installed and I never uninstall. It is absolutely fantastic, guys. I love it. I hope you guys also take this into consideration, and hopefully you found a mod you enjoyed just as much as I do. With that all out of the way with the demo, we are now going to get into installation. Alright guys, we are here on the Better Map menu mod page on Nexus Mods. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with me. If you really like this mod, go ahead and endorse it here. You may be timed out of endorsing the mod until 15 minutes after you've installed it. So keep that in mind when you try to endorse mods. But yeah, this is a fantastic mod. I absolutely love it. The installation process is pretty straightforward. We have one file here, and it is an easy Vortex Mod Manager download. Go ahead and do that. Hit the slow download, and see here. There's also no requirements. This isn't dependent on other things happening. It's just going to install, get enabled, and boom. Simple as that. Better Map menu is installed. I hope that was pretty easy to follow along. I hope you guys really enjoy this mod, and as always, happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are back in the game, and we are right outside of Vilverin. And some of you may be familiar with Vilverin and know that on top of Vilverin there is an Ayleid well that you can use to get a minor bonus. You also might notice that across the land there are things like doomstones and shrines out in the wilderness to the different 9 divines, and none of those locations are marked as map markers, as well as all player homes. So we want to get a mod that changes all of that, and that mod is called Additional Map Markers. Real quick, I'm going to get that installed and show you guys the difference. Alright guys, we are back in the game, and again, we are right outside Vilverin, but what you might notice is now there is a map marker pointing to the Ayleid well. And if we approach the Vilverin pop-up, we don't get the Ayleid well. Oh, we do get the Ayleid well pop-up. Whoa. Better than I thought. And if we look on our map, we now also have Ayleid well and Vilverin. Yeah, so that is just a little taste of what the Additional Map Markers mod can do. It's going to include player homes in every city. It includes Ayleid wells, rune stones, and doomstones, as well as many of the shrines across the land that are just kind of in the wilderness to the 9 divines. That definitely helps with the Knights of the Nine quest, because you can find them and fast travel to them. They'll actually show up on your compass. Pretty useful to be fast traveling directly to your house, things like that. It also includes a couple of those order stones that are in the Shivering Isles. Yeah, so great mod. We will dive into the installation now. Alright guys, we are on the Additional Map Markers mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with me as I'm going through this. Alright, let's talk about requirements. This mod is going to absolutely require Magic Loader. It says it's a soft requirement, but earlier when I was showing you that the Ayleid Ruin was there, if you do not have Magic Loader set up and active, you are going to see this missing string table entry as the name of all of the map markers. So if you don't want that little annoying thing, technically the mod will still function, but the names will be that, and that's not great. I have a video going into the installation and use of Magic Loader, as well as setting it up in Vortex as a tool. I will leave a link in the description down below for that video as well, so you guys can get that set up. It's not mandatory that it's a tool or anything like that, but you will need to run the executable in order for this to work. So please follow along, make sure you have Magic Loader set up, and you're good to go. Now, additional notes about this mod real quick. is that it actually is a compilation of 6 different mods. So he has made separate mods for just way shrines, Doomstone and Runestone, Ayleid Wells, the Shrine of Kinnereth, that didn't have a map marker, and then player houses and home map markers, as well as Obelisks of Order map markers for the Shivering Isles. So if you only want, say, player house and home, and you don't care about the others, by all means, go ahead and snag that. That is a-okay. All of these mods are going to follow the exact same installation process. I think they're all going to require Magic Loader. So again, make sure you have Magic Loader set up. But if you only want one or a couple of these, let's say you don't want the Ayleid Wells, just piecemeal pick the ones you want. All right, so with that out of the way, let's get into installation. So we're going to go into the Files section here, and the first one is the mandatory requirement. It's the additional map markers. These optional files here are just translation strings so that the names of all the different locations are in that language. We've got the German version, we have the Spanish one, the French, and the Brazilian Portuguese, as well as the Russian strings. Now, at the time of recording, this just got uploaded 2.5 hours ago. So expect this to be a little more filled out as time passes. But yeah, the only thing you need is the additional map markers. If you do get a translation, make sure you have this installed as well, and make sure this is loaded afterwards so it overwrites this file with the right translation. All right, guys. With that out of the way, we are going to go ahead and install this through Vortex. It is a simple Mod Manager download button. A little reminder, Magic Loader is pseudo required for this mod. The map markers will still show up and you can fast travel to them, it'll function, but the names won't be right without Magic Loader. Please follow along with the video in the description down below. Get that set up and ready to go so that things like this don't happen in the future. There will be other mods that also require Magic Loader. Going once, going twice. Okay. Everybody has Magic Loader installed and ready to go. Everybody's followed my video and has it as a tool on Vortex. Perfect. Let's get to download. So we're going to do a slow download. And if you see it in Vortex here, additional map markers is installed now. It will function, but the words are not quite right. Right up here, we have Magic Loader installed with the tool. We are going to need to run this just like that. We're going to have it do the magic and then close it. Once that's done loading, we're now going to run the game. That's it, guys. It is installed and ready to go. Magic Loader has found it. That's it. Hopefully this was easy to follow and I didn't leave anything out. If I did any mistakes or if there's any things for improvement, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always watching, always trying to make sure we get the most accurate information we can. And with that out of the way, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright, we have created our character. Let's finish and exit the sewers. We have that Amulet of Kings we have to take to this Joffrey fellow somewhere across the map. Some place I've never been to before. I bet that's going to be an adventure and a half just getting there. Wow, this is beautiful. There's stuff over there to do, stuff over there to do. I bet there's a ton of stuff to do on our way to deliver the amulet. I got a map here. Waynham Priory? Oh, I can just instantly get there? That's crazy. And also boring. If that is what you guys want to do, by all means go ahead. If you can't help yourself but be efficient and fast travel, I have a mod for you. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we are back in the game, and I'm going to show off a mod called No Starting Map Markers. So we're just going to go ahead and exit the sewers at the very beginning after creating our character. I think this is the easiest way to show this mod off. This is a mod that I think is a very good mod for somebody like me that already is kind of against fast traveling anyways and wants to explore before being able to just get to places. We have just left the sewers. Let's check this map out. Imperial City. Imperial Prison Sewer. Yep, but look at that. These these map markers are completely disabled right now. There's that mud crab. Get out of here. Getting in the way of me demoing. So yeah, if we try to fast travel to any of these locations, including Waynham Priory, it's just completely disabled. So essentially what this mod does is, you still have all the map markers known to you, you just can't fast travel to them because you haven't been there yet. I don't believe this mod's going to be for everyone. I think this is going to be a very subjective, optional mod. I'm for sure going to use it because I would much rather walk than fast travel to most places. Eventually, maybe fast travel makes more sense, but at the very beginning of the game, leaving the sewers and immediately fast traveling to Waynham Priory seems a bit far-fetched to me. I don't like it. So this mod is great for me. It might not be great for all of you guys. If it is, leave a comment down below. Let me know. I would love to hear if you love this mod or if you hate this mod. With the demo out of the way, let's get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the No Starting Map Markers page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with me. We've already demoed it, so let's just hop right on into installation. First thing I would like to note, there are no requirements for this mod. You don't need anything to get it installed, but there are a couple of mods here that require no starting map markers. This is just a patcher for a couple of different things. And I think a lot of these are just going to be patches for mods that add locations, and they also don't want that map marker enabled at the beginning. So again, these are going to be optional patches for mods that you may or may not have. With that out of the way, and conveniently linked in the description, we're just going to get to the files here. And very, very conveniently, the Mod Manager download button is enabled. This is a very easy Vortex install, which is my absolute favorite. We're going to do a slow download. And as you can see, it's already in and enabled. And that's it. That's the entire installation process, guys. I hope that was easy to follow along with. And don't forget, if you like the mod, endorse the mod. With that out of the way, happy modding and happy Mondays, guys. Alright guys, we are in the game and we are just taking a look at the vanilla default Oblivion Remastered map. We're gonna go over a mod that's gonna change all this here in a second. But for now, I just want you guys to take it in and see the whole map as is right now. The map looks great, but a couple things could be changed, and I think there's definitely room for improvement. So yeah, that is the whole original map. See, we're zoomed in here. It's kind of got that low-res feel to it. Yeah, that is it. That is the original map. Now we're going to dive into a mod that's going to change that. Alright guys, we are looking at world map with landmarks shown. You can see that this is a very different world map. You can also see a bunch of landmarks are showing up here. You can also see it pretty much is a map with everything on it, with a potential for where things are going to show up. You know there's a mine there. This will probably show up over that later. But yeah, this is just a map that has, in full detail, all of the different things without making them map markers on. So it's a very detailed map. It has everything already shown without having the map markers showing up, which is very interesting, pretty cool. It's a very detailed map. If we zoom in, you can see that it is beautiful. It's kind of blackened out all these different things. It also has a legend here, which is pretty nice, I must say. That is some fanciness if I've ever seen it, guys. Look at that. That's things that impress me. But yeah, look at this. Now, I definitely can see how this would a little bit reveal locations to you, but at the same time, you do have to navigate to them from the map rather than having it on the compass. So that's kind of nice. But man, this is great. I freaking love this. Alright, now, you want to hear some better news? This mod actually comes in 4 versions. So, this was the 4K default version. Now we're going to go to the 4K default grid version. Alright, this is the 4K default grid version. You can see they've overlaid a grid over here, which is pretty neat. I think that certainly helps. Oh, and look at the numbers there. Yep. You got a 0, 0 coordinate. Wow, yeah, that's going to help quite a bit. I think, as a community, we could use this map to kind of narrow in on a location if somebody wants to discuss some stuff. That's interesting. Like if we had a hypothetical random character generator challenge run and someone wanted to note where they died at, you could say Clavicus Vial, or you could say coordinates -4, 8. That's pretty useful. Yep. Same map you saw before, just with a grid, essentially. Now, let's get to the next version of this mod. Alright, so this is the 4K Sepia version. And, you know, this looks really good, guys. I am very impressed by this mod. Man. Yeah, this is fantastic. Very good map. Very cool mod. A little zoomed out 1,000 foot in the air version. Let's zoom in on that Imperial City. Yeah, that looks great. Alright guys, now we're on to the version of this with a grid. Alright guys, here we are with the 4K Sepia grid version of the mod. And as you can see, very similar to the 4K Sepia, but it includes this nice grid over top of everything. Very much appreciated. Very nice. I think this would be the version of this mod I would go with. But I don't want to be influencing people. The default with the grid is very nice as well. I'm more referring to the grid. I'd rather have it with a grid than without. Leave a comment down below which version you think you'd rather go with, grid or no grid. Because they both look amazing. I just think the grid's kind of neat, that you can figure out where something is on the map with the grid. You can measure out how far away things are, things like that. Kind of cool. Alright guys, that is it for the demo. Let's get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the world map with landmark shown remastered 4K mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything I'm doing. We are just going to dive into installation. I think this is true of all, or at least most of the map mods. They're going to be just a very easy mod manager download. Not going to be dependent on anything, basically just a texture replacer. Should be quick and easy. As you can see, we have all these different 4 versions here, as shown before. I would just pick whichever one you like the most and go ahead and do a mod manager download. I think for this I am just going to get this regular 4K default version for the purposes of this video. If you want to download all 4 of these, you absolutely can. Just keep in mind that whichever one shows up last in the load order is the only one that you're going to get at the end of the day. So let's take a look down here. At the very bottom, world map with landmark shown 4K default. All 4 of these will show up basically named exactly what they show up here in your vortex down here. Just if you have multiple downloaded, I would only have one of them enabled. But guys, that is it for installation. It is ready to go. Nothing fancy, nothing extra. Hope this was pretty helpful for you guys. I hope that you found a pretty cool map mod. And as always, happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are in the game and we are just taking a look at the vanilla default Oblivion Remastered map. We're gonna go over a mod that's gonna change all this here in a second. But for now, I just want you guys to take it in and see the whole map as is right now. The map looks great, but a couple things could be changed, and I think there's definitely room for improvement. So yeah, that is the whole original map. See, we're zoomed in here. It's kind of got that low-res feel to it. Yeah, that is it. That is the original map. Now we're going to dive into a mod that's going to change that. Alright guys, here is Colored World Map in 8K. There's 2 versions, there's the 4K and the 8K. I'm just going to show off the 8K, because why show off the lesser of the 2? But yeah, look at that. I mean, that just looks amazing. Imagine if the game shipped with this. Just imagine. Oh, look at that. We'll get a good zoomed out 1,000-foot in the air view as well. Yeah, this thing looks good, guys. Alright, enough with the demo, let's get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the Colored World map 8K 4K mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into installation. So this is just a map mod. It's not going to have some crazy requirements on the installation. You basically just have to pick which version that you want. This is the additional map specifically for Shivering Isles that I didn't demo earlier. I was only demoing the Tamriel map. But if you want this as well, you also need to download this with a mod manager. I will do that with this. I'm going to go ahead and get the 8K version. You may want to get the 4K version for performance reasons, but my game seems to run just fine with the 8K version. It also saves on memory to have the smaller version. So we're just going to get this downloading. And if you look up here, we have the Colored World Map, Tamriel Map 8K, and the Colored Map SI Map, that's Shivering Isles. Both of these are now installed. And that's it, guys. There's no crazy fanciness with installation. Quick and easy Vortex download. I hope you guys found this interesting. I hope that you have a new map mod, potentially, and you know what you're getting when you get it. And as always, happy Mondays, guys. Alright guys, we are in the game and we are just taking a look at the vanilla default Oblivion Remastered map. We're gonna go over a mod that's gonna change all this here in a second. But for now, I just want you guys to take it in and see the whole map as is right now. The map looks great, but a couple things could be changed, and I think there's definitely room for improvement. So yeah, that is the whole original map. See, we're zoomed in here. It's kind of got that low-res feel to it. Yeah, that is it. That is the original map. Now we're going to dive into a mod that's going to change that. Alright guys, we are here with a more complete world map. We are looking at the 8K color version. And as you can see, my goodness is this gorgeous. It's got such great details on things like Bruma. You can definitely tell what that is right there. Oh man, just look at that. You can even see like the detail, the color of the building tops. Man. Yeah, that is crazy, crazy good details. Man. Now that's a map you can love right there. Look at that. Dang, guys. This is the 8K color edition. You guys can also download the 4K color edition. There's a couple other options as well that we're going to get into for this one. Zoomed all the way out. Yep. This is a fantastic mod. So I encourage you guys to download and explore this as well, but let's get into the 8K Color Alt Edition. Alright guys, we are back. We are looking at the 8K Color Alt version, and as you can see, it is still looking really good. The main difference here is the coloration, and maybe you guys are going to be able to see that as you're looking through this. I strongly encourage you guys to go ahead and look at these yourself. Go ahead and download the mod and take a peek. This is a phenomenally detailed mod. My goodness. Yep, good stuff. Alright guys, with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 8K desaturated version. And we are here with the 8K desaturated version of the map. And as you can see, it's got color still, but it is slightly desaturated. It still looks absolutely phenomenal. Man. I still can't get over the detail of this. It is crazy. The blue road is blue, red road. Man. Yeah, this is phenomenal. Alright, on that note, we're going to get to the next version. Alright guys, we are back with the 8K desaturated alt version of the map. We'll just take a quick look around here so you guys can see what all has changed between the two versions. I mean, it still looks phenomenal. So yeah, alright. And now that we demoed that, let's get to the next version. Alright, so we have the 8K monochrome version here. And as you can see, this is looking a lot more similar to the vanilla map, but still with amazingly great details. Just real quick, go over everything. I think this is more or less, you guys have seen the other versions of this, and this just kind of lines up with all of that. But man, this is beautiful. Yep. Alright, zoom in on the detail there, which is still mind-blowing a little bit to me. How phenomenal it is. The 1,000-foot in-air view. It's good. Alright guys, with that, we are gonna go to the last version, which is the 8K monochrome alt version. Alright guys, we are back with the 8K monochrome alt version of the map. And real quick, I'll just do a quick tour. Man, this just looks phenomenal. It is crazy how good this looks. Man. The details here on all these different Imperial City parts, pretty crazy too. And the 1,000-foot out version. Alright guys, I think that is enough of all of that. Now we're going to go ahead and get into how to install this thing. Alright guys, we are on a more complete world map 8K 4K mod page on Nexus Mods, As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with me while we're doing this. With that out of the way, let's get into installation. Okay, so this mod is a bit different from most map mods, I would say, especially ones that have different versions. There is one giant mod manager download. You can also manually download it, but I'm going to go with the Vortex option, as always. This is a hefty mod because it is downloading every version of the mod, of which I at least showed 8 different 8K versions. It also includes 8 4K versions of the same ones that I showed in the demo, and then it also has 4 separate 4K Shivering Isles versions at the time of this recording. The mod author has noted that he is working on the 8K version of the Shivering Isles maps as well. I expect that update to be done probably in the next week or two. If I had to guess, barring different circumstances, I will keep an eye out for any updates on this myself, and I recommend you all do the same as well. But yeah, this is a lengthy process to download. You can see here in downloads where it is. I have the slow download on. If there was ever a reason to buy the subscription Vortex thing to get the fast downloads, this mod specifically is that reason. But I'm going to stop recording here and I'm going to get back to you guys when it's fully downloaded. Alright guys, we have skipped ahead quite a bit. We're at 99%, finalizing, finished, and here's the part that we need to talk about. This is a common thing that ends up happening with some mods. I saw this happen quite a bit for a couple of mods in Skyrim when you would get like an ultimate armor pack or something. You'd have several versions of the mod to come in. This is very, very common. But you do have to install the entirety of the mod, all 8K versions of the map, all 4K versions of the map. And then we will skip over to get to the Shivering Isles part, but essentially you pick the version of the mod you want. If you only ever wanted the Shivering Isles, you could click None and go there, and it will only have the Shivering Isle versions of the map, and your main map can be whatever else you want it to be instead. So it's just a quick overview of this, but you do have to select one of these options, and you do get a nice little preview before you install it, which mod is which. So I like the regular 8K color version, I think, with the roads colored a specific way. So that's the one that I'm going to go with, and then we're going to get to the Shivering Isle maps, and you can see it's essentially the same thing, as well as the 8K is coming soon. Just so everyone's aware, 8K, the 8K versions will be here eventually, but they are not yet. So do not click this. I would go with none or go with one of the 4K versions. For this, I'm going to stick with the 4K color for now. When this updates eventually, I'm going to get the 8K color version instead. I'll have to reinstall this and go through this process yet again. So on that note, we're just going to click Finish. And if we look here, where is it? More complete world map, all in one, right there. It is installed and ready to go. And that is it for the installation process, guys. I hope that was very helpful. I hope you guys were able to follow along with that just fine. And as always, happy Mondays, guys. Alright guys, we are in the game and we are just taking a look at the vanilla default Oblivion Remastered map. We're gonna go over a mod that's gonna change all this here in a second. For now, I just want you guys to take it in and see the whole map as is right now. The map looks great, but a couple things could be changed, and I think there's definitely room for improvement. So yeah, that is the whole original map. See, we're zoomed in here. It's kind of got that low-res feel to it. Yeah, that is it. That is the original map. Now we're going to dive into a mod that's going to change that. We are back in the game, and as you can see, the world map is a bit different. This is the Cyrodiil paper map by Caro Tuts. I absolutely love this map. You can see great details here. You can see quite a bit of love went into this. There is an artist that got commissioned for this, and the mod author commissioned the artist and got this uploaded. It is gorgeous. And as you can see, if we zoom out, it also shows all of the little towns nearby have their own little, I don't know, I guess icon on the map. The roads are in great detail here. We've got some nice handwritten, it looks like, things here and there. Every single town has its emblem absolutely covering it, which is lovely to see. We have a great deal more ponds and lakes and swampy bits down here with great detail. We've got, I mean, just look at it, guys. It is phenomenal. You can even see Kavach is up on a hill here. We've got a nice hilly mountainous area. Ah, it is so good. It's so good, guys. I absolutely love this map. Look at the Imperial City and the giant road leading across into Way. Classic stuff. Beautiful. Coral's got its nice tree there. I mean, this is a gorgeous map, guys. I highly recommend it. I'll let you guys explore it on your own at a later date. In the meantime, let's get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the Cyrodiil paper map by Caro Tuts mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. And with that out of the way, let's get into installation. So we're just going to go into Files here, and we're going to go ahead and do a Mod Manager download. Quick and easy Vortex downloads. We're going to do slow downloads. And we just need to go find, it goes, just where I thought it would go. Oh, sorry. It is not downloaded yet. Sorry. Yeah, this is a rather large mod to download. I can't believe I was looking for it. Yep. It's a very large map. It's got the high resolution, so it is going to take some time with the free version of Nexus Mods. That's alright though. It's just going to show up right here, Cyrodiil paper map by Caro Tuts. And that is it for installation, guys. It is officially installed and ready to go. I hope this was useful, helpful to follow along with, and hopefully you guys found a cool new map to get installed for yourself. And as always, happy Mondays. Hey guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching Modding Mondays, the series. I am trying to get these videos spread as far and wide as possible so we can get as many people as possible modding this game and not being afraid to try to get their local system set up. I am going to need your help in doing this though, so please, please, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video as much as possible so we can get more people modding this amazing game. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next time.